New multi-viewer magic from Ensemble Designs. Stunning detail and simple setup. Easy, click-to-fill configuration from your Mac, PC, or iPad. The new Avenue Multi-Viewer from Ensemble Designs.
Hello, I'm David Austerberry from Broadcast Engineering, and I'm here at NAB 2013 with Brad Gilmer, who is Executive Director of the Video Services Forum. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning, David.
So, I believe you've just started up a new task force along with a couple of other bodies, so if you could give me a bit more detail on that.
Absolutely. So the VSF has partnered with the SMPTE and the EBU on a task force. The formal name of it is the Joint Task Force on Networked Media. And at a high level, the goal of the task force is really to work out how the industry is going to kind of cross-fade between SDI and some sort of packetized infrastructure in the future.
Do you have any sort of feeling for the time scale for this changeover?
Well, that's something that's interesting. A lot of people might approach this and say, well, you would never use, let's say, IP or computer networks for professional video. But I don't think I've been in a facility in the last 20 years that hasn't had a network that's handled professional media that was going to air, let's say handling graphics or audio. It's very common. They already are there. So when you ask about the timing, I think it's important to consider we're not talking about a knife switch cutover. So it's not like there's a cutover date like DTV. What we're talking about is a crossfade between the amount of traffic that's on, let's say, SDI and the amount of traffic that is on professional network, media networks, and how those are used in facilities. So that's not a specific answer. So let me see if I can get a little more specific. I think that within 2 or 3 years, you're going to see significant amounts of professional media traffic moving on to packet-based networks.
And just briefly, what are the main technical challenges?
Well, the main technical challenges, oddly enough, have to do with delivering pictures and sound in a way that meets kind of legacy requirements back from NTSC or PAL about the frame rates and timing and all of that. And I think that those are probably the biggest challenges. There's other challenges, bandwidth reservation, things like that. But then I think also there are human challenges. For example, you can address things like the bandwidth limitations, but you really need people who understand networking at a deep level and can make it work in this application.
And what will, in a nutshell, what will the advantages to the broadcaster be?
Well, I think the advantages probably accrue several different ways. One of them is I think there is the anticipation that over the long term we're talking about lower cost, we're talking about being able to ride the huge investment wave in R&D and development and speed tech, improvements and all of that that comes with the commercial and consumer networking environment. And I think also the breadth of technical expertise overall in just general networking means that there are probably better support in terms of finding people with broad skill sets in that area. These are long-term advantages, though.
Well, it sounds like the task force got quite a bit of work ahead of it, so...
We do indeed. We do indeed. I think the first thing, there are a number of technical solutions we could choose, but the first thing is to really figure out what the business requirements are. What are we trying to do? Then we'll look at the technology, and that's the next focus of the task force.
Right, well, thank you very much, Brad, for introducing that.
You bet. Thank you for the opportunity.